The Winning Lifestyle of an Entrepreneur. A Life that Makes the Difference. Part 4 and 5 of the series of The Winning Lifestyle of an Entrepreneur. Written by Daniel Eremasele. Chapter 4. Faith that Produces Results. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Every great accomplishment begins with belief. Before an entrepreneur launches a business, writes a book, develops a product, or builds an organization, he or she first believes that it is possible. Faith is the unseen force that gives birth to visible results. For the Christian entrepreneur, faith is far more than positive thinking. It is complete confidence in God, His character, His promises, and His ability to accomplish through us what we could never achieve by our own strength. Faith sees beyond present limitations and embraces God's greater possibilities. Throughout the Bible, God worked through ordinary people who chose to trust Him. Noah built an ark before there was any sign of rain. Abraham left his homeland without knowing where God would lead him. David confronted Goliath with confidence, not because of his own strength, but because he trusted the God who had never failed him. Their victories were not the result of perfect circumstances but of unwavering faith. Faith gives entrepreneurs the courage to begin when resources seem insufficient. Every worthwhile vision starts small. There may be limited finances, few supporters, and many unanswered questions. Yet faith enables you to take the first step, believing that God will provide wisdom and direction as you move forward. One of the greatest mistakes people make is waiting until everything appears perfect before they act. They postpone the dreams while searching for ideal conditions. However, perfect conditions rarely exist. Faith teaches us to begin with what we have and trust God for the increase. When Moses stood before the Red Sea, God did not first divide the waters. He instructed Moses to move forward. As Moses obeyed, the miracle unfolded. This principle still applies today. Many breakthroughs occur only after we choose obedience. Faith is always accompanied by action. The Bible declares that faith without works is dead. Genuine faith moves beyond words and enters the realm of obedience. It inspires us to learn new skills, improve our abilities, develop our gifts, and pursue excellence in every assignment God places before us. An entrepreneur of faith understands that success is not built upon wishful thinking. Prayer must be followed by preparation. Vision must be followed by planning. Opportunity must be followed by diligent work. God blesses the work of our hands, but He expects us to use those hands faithfully. Faith also gives us endurance. Every worthwhile assignment includes seasons of waiting. There are moments when progress seems slow, customers are few, finances are limited, and discouragement whispers that quitting would be easier. During these moments, faith reminds us that God's timing is perfect and His promises remain trustworthy. Waiting does not mean doing nothing. It means continuing to prepare, improve, and remain faithful while expecting God's appointed time. Farmers do not dig up seeds every morning to check whether they are growing. They continue watering the ground, confident that the harvest will come. Likewise, entrepreneurs must continue sowing excellence, knowing that faithful labor eventually produces fruit. Another important dimension of faith is courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is choosing to obey God despite fear. Every entrepreneur faces uncertainty. New ventures involve risks, unfamiliar territory, and unpredictable outcomes. Yet faith strengthens the heart to move forward with confidence. The Apostle Peter demonstrated this principle when he stepped out of the boat to walk on water. The miracle did not occur while he remained seated. It began when he trusted Christ enough to step into what appeared impossible. Many opportunities remain unrealized because people never take that first courageous step. Faith also transforms the way we view obstacles. Instead of seeing barriers, we begin to see opportunities for God to reveal His power. Problems become classrooms where wisdom is developed. Delays become seasons of preparation. Closed doors often redirect us toward something far greater than we originally imagined. One of the greatest enemies of faith is fear. Fear magnifies problems while minimizing God's promises. It whispers that you are not qualified, not experienced enough, or not capable of succeeding. Left unchecked, fear paralyzes potential and prevents action. The antidote to fear is confidence in God's word. As we meditate on His promises, our faith grows stronger than our doubts. We remember that the God who called us is also the God who equips us. He never assigns a task without providing the grace necessary to accomplish it. Faith must also be accompanied by wisdom. Trusting God does not mean ignoring sound planning or responsible decision-making. Wise entrepreneurs seek counsel, conduct research, manage resources carefully, and make informed decisions while depending upon God's guidance. Faith and wisdom work together. They are partners, not competitors. Gratitude strengthens faith as well. When we regularly remember God's past faithfulness, we gain confidence for future challenges. Every answered prayer, every unexpected provision, and every previous victory becomes a reminder that God remains faithful in every season. As your faith grows, your influence expands. People are inspired by individuals who remain hopeful during adversity, peaceful during uncertainty, and steadfast during trials. A faith-filled entrepreneur becomes a source of encouragement, demonstrating that success is not built merely on human ability but on unwavering trust in God. Never underestimate the power of persistent faith. Great achievements rarely happen overnight. They are usually the result of countless days of faithful obedience, consistent effort, and unwavering confidence in God's promises. The entrepreneur who refuses to abandon faith eventually discovers that perseverance often separates extraordinary success from ordinary achievement. Remember, God is not looking for perfect people. He is looking for willing hearts. He delights in using ordinary men and women who trust Him completely and obey Him faithfully. When your vision is surrendered to Him and your work is committed to His glory, He can accomplish far more than you could ever imagine. Therefore, choose to live by faith every day. Pray boldly, work diligently, learn continuously, serve faithfully, trust God completely. As you do, you will discover that faith is not merely a belief system, it is a lifestyle that produces lasting results. A winning entrepreneur does not depend solely on talent, education, or financial resources. He or she depends first on God, walks by faith, acts with wisdom, and perseveres with courage. That combination builds businesses, transforms communities, and leaves a legacy that honors the Lord for generations to come. Chapter 5. Becoming a solution provider. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. The true measure of an entrepreneur is not the size of the business he or she owns but the value that business brings to people. Every successful enterprise exists because it solves a problem, meets a need, or improves lives. This is the heartbeat of entrepreneurship. At its highest level, entrepreneurship is not about making money, it is about making a difference. Money is the reward for value created. Influence is the reward for lives impacted. Legacy is the reward for faithful service. Many people ask, how can I become wealthy? A better question is, whose problem can I solve? The entrepreneur who asks this question consistently will never run out of opportunities. Wherever there is confusion, there is room for wisdom. Wherever there is suffering, there is room for compassion. Wherever there is inconvenience, there is room for innovation. God created humanity to be fruitful, productive, and creative. He gave Adam the responsibility of cultivating the garden, naming the animals, and managing creation. From the very beginning, work was designed to be meaningful. We were created not merely to consume but to contribute. Every gift that God places within us carries the potential to become a blessing to others. A teacher solves the problem of ignorance. A doctor addresses sickness. A builder provides shelter. A farmer supplies food. A software developer creates tools that simplify daily life. A pastor nurtures spiritual growth. Every calling has value because every calling has the capacity to serve. The entrepreneur must therefore develop the habit of seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. Problems should not discourage you, they should inspire you. Every challenge in society is an invitation for someone to provide a solution. Some of the world's most successful companies were born because someone became frustrated with an existing problem and decided to create a better solution. Instead of complaining about inconvenience, they invented something that improved people's lives. Their reward followed their contribution. This principle applies equally to ministry and business. Jesus spent his earthly ministry solving problems. He healed the sick, fed the hungry, comforted the broken-hearted, taught the truth, forgave sinners, and restored hope to the hopeless. Everywhere he went, lives were transformed because he met people at the point of their need. As followers of Christ, we are called to carry the same spirit of service into our work. Whatever profession God has entrusted to you should become an avenue through which His love, wisdom, and excellence are expressed. A solution provider refuses to settle for mediocrity. Excellence becomes a lifestyle rather than an occasional effort. Every product, every service, every conversation, and every commitment is handled with integrity and care. Excellence builds trust, and trust creates lasting relationships. Another important characteristic of solution providers is continuous learning. The needs of society change. Technology advances. Markets evolve. Customer expectations increase. Entrepreneurs who stop learning eventually stop growing. Those who continue learning remain relevant because they continue improving. Curiosity is a valuable asset. Ask questions. Observe carefully. Listen to your customers. Study successful leaders. Learn from failures. Often the next breakthrough comes from a simple observation that others overlooked. Listening is especially important. Many entrepreneurs become so focused on promoting their own ideas that they fail to hear what people actually need. The best businesses are built by listening before speaking and serving before selling. Becoming a solution provider also requires compassion. People are not projects, they are individuals created in God's image. When you genuinely care about others, your work takes on greater meaning. You stop viewing customers merely as transactions and begin seeing them as people whose lives can be improved through your service. Compassion often produces creativity. When your heart is moved by the struggles of others, your mind begins searching for practical ways to help them. Many great innovations have been born from sincere concern for human needs. Do not underestimate the importance of small solutions. Not every contribution changes millions of lives overnight. Sometimes God uses seemingly ordinary acts of service to create extraordinary influence. A small business can transform a family. A faithful employee can strengthen an organization. A wise mentor can shape an entire generation. Never despise small beginnings. Every great movement starts with one act of obedience. One danger entrepreneurs must avoid is pursuing profit without purpose. Profit is necessary because businesses must remain financially healthy. However, when profit becomes the only goal, integrity is often compromised and people become secondary. Lasting success is built when purpose leads and profit follows. Generosity is another mark of a true solution provider. God blesses us not only so we may enjoy His goodness but also so we may become channels of blessing to others. Generous entrepreneurs strengthen communities, create employment, support worthy causes, mentor young leaders, and invest in the future of others. Leadership also grows naturally from a life of service. The greatest leaders are those who ask, "How can I help?" rather than, "What can I gain?" Servant leadership builds loyalty because people willingly follow leaders who genuinely care about their well-being. Every entrepreneur should regularly evaluate the impact of his or her work. Ask yourself, does my work improve people's lives? Am I serving with excellence and integrity? Am I creating lasting value or merely chasing short-term success? Does my business reflect the character of Christ? If my business closed tomorrow, would my community miss its contribution? These questions keep your heart aligned with God's purpose and prevent success from becoming self-centered. Ultimately, the entrepreneur's greatest calling is not simply to build a profitable business but to build a meaningful life. Businesses may change, industries may evolve, economies may fluctuate, yet a life devoted to serving God and serving people will always leave an enduring legacy. As you continue your entrepreneurial journey, remember this timeless principle. Problems are opportunities wearing work clothes. Every challenge you encounter is an invitation to think creatively, pray earnestly, work diligently, and trust God completely. When you consistently dedicate your gifts to solving problems and adding value, success becomes the natural outcome of faithful service. A winning entrepreneur is recognized not merely by financial prosperity but by the number of lives improved because he or she chose to become a solution provider. When your work blesses humanity and brings glory to God, you have discovered one of the greatest secrets of lasting success. We sincerely appreciate the time you have spent with us. We look forward to connecting with you again. Until then, remain blessed, continue exploring the treasures God has placed within you, and remember to listen to our other inspirational materials. We would be grateful to receive your feedback and hear how this audiobook has blessed, encouraged, or transformed your life.